Hello and welcome back to Nagasaki. I know, it's been a long time, right? But we're back in here and today we're building the Nagasaki Prefecture Gokoku Shrine. I probably said that wrong. It's Gokoku. I apologise to Japanese viewers out there. I've got that completely wrong, but we're doing a shrine, amazingly. And this shrine's on top of like a really cool hill, which is kind of sweet actually. It kind of goes up and there's this big shrine on top and you can drive up there. There's a nice big car park. It's going to be really cool. And now I really enjoyed this. This is the first time back in the game since that break. I've obviously done quite a lot since then, and now I am back. I am back in full force for Nagasaki doing the episode, getting this out here for you, which is amazing. And yeah, I really loved it. Now, as you can see what I'm doing on screen is we're really starting to build up that area, and I'm outlining it using this wall. It's like a retaining wall. Bit of a network multi-tool there to connect everything together. Where would we be without that, hey? And once I've got that basic shape, and I do shrink it a little bit because I realised I did it too big. I didn't realise that until I started putting the car park in and realised actually scale-wise. So I went back in and removed a lot of that, which is quite cool. But once we've done that, we then put them down the road, and this is just the base road to start working out again. I'm going back into it and I'm changing things as we go, because I do realise after doing all of this that I made one mistake. That side isn't straight, it's curved. As you come up that ramp, that curves round, follows the contours of the hill, and that's something that I completely forgot to do. So I actually went back in and changed that after put down all my asphalt and everything else and the trees, and I had to go back and remove a lot of them to redo that. But you know what, it is what it is, and these things happen. It's not the end of the world. It's easy to just go in and edit and get it back up and running again and make it look the way I want it to do. Now this is a cool trick that I used to love doing, and this is changing the fence. So what you would do is you would copy the fence over to an area just out of the way, upgrade it to a different fence, and then basically click undo and move it, and that would put it straight back. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to work anymore. So what you have to do now is move it, upgrade it, and then manually move it back into place. And hopefully it works. And it just means that everything kind of lines up all right, which is a lot better for everything, and it looks a lot nicer, and it does so cool. Now I'm just working on this random little building here. This is like more of a warehouse, at least that's what I'm making it out to be. It looked like on Google Maps it was, but it was really difficult to kind of get in close. You can get a street view in this area, there wasn't really much there, and because of this, because it's surrounded by trees, so I decided to use this more as a warehouse and like a little storage area, and we're going to decorate this whole bit up. Put loads in there, some trucks, some trailers, stuff like that. It's gonna look pretty cool and I love it. And yeah, so now we're just going in and messing about with decals. I mentioned in my update video not so long ago, last week, that one of the things that I have changed with my videos is that way that I build the surrounding areas, and you'll see it on here. This is a much more of a focus on specific builds where I'm doing a lot, and where I actually just put down buildings. They'll either just appear, or we'll do a really nice panoramic shot into them where they appear as you go, or stuff like that, and really cool sort of things. I do that a lot in the upcoming episodes as well, so you'll definitely look to see that. I don't do so much of it in here. As you can see now, I'm kind of building this little house, messing about with the wall a little bit, so you don't see it as much in this one, but this one is to get back into the series, and most of the builds I do here are a bit more complicated. So, you know, you've got this house, you've got a little shrine in the mountains, you've got the big shrine on the top of the hill, a mountain or whatever it is, and houses around it. It's, you know, different kind of properties and industry and stuff like that. So it kind of really makes this place busy. So I had a lot of work and a lot of custom buildings and a lot of things I want to focus on in this video as well. So I saw that just off to the side of where this big shrine was kind of like this little one. It's just like a couple of little shrine buildings, torii gates and stuff like that. So I thought I'm going to build that. It's kind of cool. It kind of goes up a level into it, and then you've got the above it, you've got the main shrine as well. So I love playing with these steps. So I really got a chance to get in there and have some fun. And again, it's one of those things I really like the way it turned out. It took a while because I was peeling the walls and all sorts of stuff, and that kind of took time, but The end result looked absolutely amazing, and I actually teased it not so long ago on Discord and on Twitter of what it looked like, which is quite cool. And we're going back to the old-fashioned style of my videos and the way I used to do it in Kushikai. We're going to be breaking up with some cinematics where it's needed, and we've got one coming up very soon, so enjoy that, and I'll be right back afterwards. Okay, so with that small little shrine out of the way, we're now going to move on to some apartments that are right next to it. These again are slightly leveled with a nice car park underneath, which I thought was quite cool. I say car park, more like several garages in a row that are open, no front meshes or anything like that on them. People just park straight into them. It's kind of cool. They're directly under the building. And part of me thought to myself, well, if that's how they are, where are the pipes for the main building, sewage and water and whatnot? I assume they're probably a bit further back because this doesn't go all the way back, so there will be a bit of land and soil and stuff for pipes to go through, at least I assume. Now, while doing this, as you can see, I put all those cars down, more space the way I wanted them, put the dividers in, and it was all thrown off. So I took all the cars out, redid it, and now it works out fine. With that bit done, it's basically done. I did go in and detail it, add a few little bits, and some steps going up the side. I make them the exactly same way as I made the other set of steps that you've just seen, so I'm not going to re-show you those, but they just go up to the shrine basically. They kind of split up these two sort of residential areas. Now we're coming down to the other side of the shrine on top of the hill, house on Haunted Hill, or yeah, that's the one there. The shrine on Haunted House Hill thing, blob. Up there. Anyway, so we're coming to that side now, and we've just got more of an industrial area here, and you'll see in the next couple of videos we're going to focus on this side as well of the shrine, but for the moment we're just going to build this kind of bit at the bottom of the hill here, and we'll start off with this little industrial area, a couple of warehouses, a couple of units here. For one, this brings in people to work, so helps with demand if I have it, which I do. And stuff like that, so just kind of helps with that. And also I get to play with car parks, and I love making car parks, and there's tons of them in this area, which is really cool, but at the same time quite bad because not a lot of people use the big one at the top of the hill, mainly because I don't think they want to walk up the hill and park all the time. Pretty sure that's the reason. And yeah, I don't know, I've been away for a while, I've lost my marbles, I've gone quite crazy, but I'm building a Japanese city, so I'm happy with that, so yay. You know how much I love doing my greenery, and I got to play about with the bamboo assets here. These bamboo assets are so cool. The ones without the actual leaves on, the broken ones on the floor. Absolutely love them. Amazing assets. Recommend picking them up. They're just phenomenal. And I really enjoyed doing it. And I enjoyed making this place look older with the moss on the ground. That was pretty cool. But yeah, absolutely love it. Got some cinematics coming up now, and then I'll be straight back afterwards. Don't go away. Okay, so now we're moving over slightly, and I'm playing about with roads because this road's weird. It's kind of an odd shape. You kind of like, it comes up and around, goes up, and then connects to the main sort of ramp up into the shrine. And above it, sort of, well, halfway up is like a big apartment building, and then sort of further on there's like a car park, and then an industrial warehouse, and then you come down to another car park, and you can see the pattern here, car parks. And next to that is like this whole big sort of apartment. So when I say big, it's not massive, but it kind of reminds me of like an American university style building. And we do actually end up using the old campus university buildings from the content creator pack we got back then in there to do it, and it looks absolutely amazing. I really did enjoy that. But yeah, it was a fun area, this one, because it just had so much variety. I was just decided to come into this thinking I'm going to really focus on the shrine, really build up this lovely thing. I really want to do a nice shrine again. It's been a while, and it's a nice big one, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to do this. And it kind of really worked with my Halloween video. If you haven't seen the Halloween video, that was recorded at this shrine that I'm building now. So if you've seen that, you've got a sneak little peek, which is cool. I really enjoyed that as well, with the Stranger Things little statue there from the workshop, which is pretty cool. I really enjoyed the whole thing. It was absolutely amazing to do, and this is the area. But back to why I enjoyed this. So many different things. You've got this lovely shrine, you've got industrial buildings and warehouses, you've got apartments and flats and houses and different car parks, and it was just so much fun to kind of put everything into one place. There's not a lot of commercial in this area, oddly. There will be, but at the moment not so much here. And yeah, and plus I got to play around with so much greenery, so many shrubs. You know, I definitely went out and bought myself a brand new shrubbery, which will definitely make the nights happy. And Chris, shout out to Eclipse Chris, come to me for a new shrubbery. Anyway, but yeah, absolutely loved it. So much fun. And I hope you're enjoying this episode. This is my first one back in for a while, because obviously I've been away. The update video will be on the screen somewhere, so please take a look at that. Something I mentioned in there is Tokyo University is now up on Patreon, fully working campus set, so which means we're getting closer to the actual release, and I'm releasing in twofold. So one will be a big collection, and then we'll have it individually as well, so you have the choice of which one you want to use. And yeah, be really cool. It's coming up very soon. This was not fun. I was gonna say this was fun, but it wasn't. This building, I spent ages looking on the workshop for a building to fit here, and in the end I was like, right, I'm going to use this one, I'll PO it, it'll be nice and easy, but it really wasn't. It just wasn't easy at all, because it was so awkward. The way it was done, there was just vertex everywhere, and it was just, in the end, such a pain to actually do, but we did it in the end. It looks good the way it fits here, and overall I'm generally happy with that. It does work. So can't really argue. This is that little car park that's next to that sort of townhouse university thing. Now I used this to my advantage by raising it off the floor, and mainly to hide where the road joined. I don't know if you just saw that there. As it joins and goes around the corner, the massive asphalt thing kind of sticks out. So we used the fence to hide that, and then used the greenery that's going to be in this area to hide it. Just because it's really annoying, and no control doesn't really control that. It's there, and it's a pain in the arm. So here we go. Here's a building I used. Now I'm pretty sure this was from the content creator pack. If it wasn't, I apologize, because the ones in that content creator pack are absolutely amazing. So pretty sure this is where this one came from. It's a university style building, which is great. So yeah, it really kind of fit in here, which was nice. I was definitely really happy with that. Okay, so as promised, we're now back up on that shrine. I started at the beginning of the episode, now we're at the end of the episode, and I'm finishing it. And yeah, I know, I just started building up around the areas, and as you can see, I mentioned there before, We've got stairs that go along the side there as well, kind of bringing that part up. So there's not just the one way where you go up the road, you can come up these stairs. These will connect, there will be a path, and you'll see people using it and walking around in the cinematics. And you can start to see people walking around there, but of course they don't come all the way up because there's nothing there, but they will do. And this is when actually just before this is what I started putting down these sort of parking spaces, and I realized that it was too big. So we end up shrinking it down. I reshaped it, as you can see, we've got the curves there now than we used to have. So it's just a bit different. Also, actually, before I carry on, does anyone like my new social media links that are up in the top corner there? Went for that neon effect. It took me a while to get it right, but I quite enjoyed it. I did the same thing for the subscribe button as well. So with that, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Hit the bell notification for more uploaded content as I do it. Now, back to this. So I'm putting these parking spaces down, and what I'm going to do is a selection of them in the middle. I'm going to hide them, because when you look at this area, even from street view or from aerial view, everything's, you can't see all the parking bays. It's like they're not actually there. It's just an open space that people park in. So I want to kind of mimic that. So putting those parking bays in and sinking them ever so slightly, so you just can't see them, but when people park, they're still there. Now, car park's out of the way. We've got the decals looking good. Let's start on the actual shrine. Now, I had to go through a few different ones to try and find it. In the end, I end up using these assets, these shrine assets, castle assets, to build it, with some help of PO to resize buildings and things like that. So as you can see, I'm making that bigger, shrinking down, and it took a while to get it right, but you're seeing the finished result, which is great. And then we went in and started getting all the props. And one thing I've learned to do now is find all the props that I'm going to use, or I might use, stick them down, and then move them into place later. Half of them I don't use. I end up getting rid of half of them, but you know, they're there just in case, which is the most important thing. Now, this entrance to the shrine is going to have all this cool stuff. We've got statues and little sort of like sort of temple-y bits, worship areas, and actual like graveyard sort of area, which comes with a bit, which is quite cool. It's not a graveyard, but it's kind of cool. Now, I put these sort of, I don't know, lion-esque statues, I suppose, on these plinths just because they looked cool. They kind of then stood up above everything, kind of like a big entrance into the shrine. They're protecting it, which I thought was really cool. So yeah, we're going to stick them there. And then I actually found in the workshop the little like people, the stone people. I don't know what they're called, and I do apologize to all my fans, all my viewers out there. That I can't remember what they're called, but I've been looking for them for ages. I'd like some covered in moss, but we don't have them. But I found these ones on the workshop, which are fantastic. So got to use them here next to this bell thing, and it's like a little shrine. And yeah, it just looked really cool at the moment. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was a really nice little touch. Kind of just gave people something to walk to see, and to interact with, which was quite nice. Yeah. So I'm really happy with the way this whole area turned out. Of course, I did end up just basically copying this off Google Maps, but yeah, just got a little bit of me flavour in there, especially when I come in with the greenery and start shrubing up and stuff, and the way I put the lights and things like that. So I'm pretty happy with that. Now, of course, I've got the basic layout of this area in. I'm just going to add the details in, the signs, notice boards, that type of thing, all the lovely shrine things, the wall that's going around it, and I love this wall. It is just so nice. Now, this is a cool thing. So when I came to doing the ground, I had to try and find the colour that I wanted, but this one I love, and just kept on sticking up, and it was really annoying, but we managed to make it work in the end. Originally, it was going to just be some gravel, but it looked horrible. I liked this grey gravel look, so that's what I ended up going for. And of course, the lovely thing that is PO helped me massively with this whole build, because this is pretty much 99% PO building, with a little bit of service cubes and people markers and stuff like that to draw people in. So yeah, that's basically all I do really. I PO. That's this series. It's to be Nagasaki, a PO adventure. Actually, is it too late to rename my episodes? I'm gonna say it is, but it's worth thinking about, right? Maybe. Anyway, No, definitely not. It is as close to a one-to-one as I can do. There are some slight changes you'll see in a few later episodes, slight little variations to kind of work with the space I've got. Now, yeah, it's just, I always say it, I always come back and I'm like, no, like I want to say something, but I don't. I'm just engulfed by what I'm looking at here, you know. I'm like, wow, I love the way this turned out, and you're watching myself thinking, how did I do that? And but this is how, like this bit. So I do steps, and of course I want to make it, you know, wheelchair accessible, and I found these really cool ramps. It's actually designed for airports, but they fit perfectly here, and they're almost the same as what is actually there. So I sort of put them either side of the steps. So we've got the shrine is wheelchair accessible, absolutely amazing. Really happy with the way that turned out. And of course, when I did the teaser, that was one of the things that was pointed out to me. So your shrine's wheelchair accessible. It's like, yes, it is. Got to follow the rules, haven't I? So yeah, really happy with that. That's kind of what it's a little touch. And I know it's really weird because it's something you would expect in these type of areas. And of course it is there in real life, but when it comes to building skylines, that's not something you really see so much. So it's that little extra detail, I think. Now, you just saw me paint this whole area, and the reason I did that is so I can see where I'm placing this grass. It may sound weird, but there's no grass. There's grass underneath it. It just doesn't look as good. So I painted it and then used the ploppable grass over the top. And that's basically what I did there, and then I got rid of it. This was fun. Now there's this little like weird, I don't know, like it looks like a lantern. They are lanterns, but instead of a lantern, it's got a clock face on it, like round all four. So I built that. That was fun to do. Obviously I don't have any moving hands because it's basically PO'd it over actually making an asset, but yeah, it looked really cool, and you'll see that in cinematics as well. So pretty cool. I really enjoyed doing that. It was a fun little touch, something I didn't think I would be doing every day. So yeah, it was fun. Well, I mean, that's basically it now for this video. It's a bit longer than I planned because I'm trying to shrink down the length of the videos, but I really hope you enjoyed it. In my first video back in ages, a nice big shrine, some absolutely looks amazing. I really love the way it looked. I hope you enjoyed the cinematics coming up. If you're new to my channel, please like, comment and subscribe. And if you're regular, do the same thing, please. And if you'd like to support me, my Patreon is linked down below. Or if you'd like to pick up the game or any of its DLCs or content creator packs, head over to my Humble Bumble link. Links in the description below. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you next time in Nagasaki. Later.